Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, back once again with another Certified Hood Classic. Today I'm going to be taking you guys through some of the sneakers in my collection that I wear the most versus the sneakers in my collection that I wear the least. Some of the revelations in this episode will no doubt be somewhat disappointing to some of you guys out there, because you're probably sat there looking at all these cool sneakers that I have behind me thinking, man, this guy has probably got an absolute killer rotation. He's probably known in the ends and in the streets as the guy with all of the coolest kicks, but the reality is actually something quite different. I'm not really in the business of wearing all of my hyped up cool sneakers on a regular basis. In fact, in my area, because I'm disposed to wearing the same shoes all the time as I walk my dogs or go for runs, most people in my area know me as the guy that desperately needs a new pair of shoes. I think the shoe that I wear the most out of every single pair I own are these. These are the UGG Tasman hybrids. I bought these last year right around the start of winter time, and I just have not looked back. These have been awesome. I've used these predominantly for just walking the dogs. They're really easy to slip on, they're really easy to kick off, and they perform really well in a variety of different conditions and in a variety of different terrains. These have been absolutely brilliant. Next up, we have my favorite running shoes and walking shoes. One of the shoes that I have been wearing a lot over the past couple of months are these, the Air Max 1s. And if you've been following the channel and watching my videos, you'll understand why. I decided to do a wear test challenge with these where I ran in them and walked in them every day for 30 days. And I must say that they have become a favorite shoe to just wear casually. But one of the shoes that I have been devastating with my running over the past 6, maybe 8 months are these. These are the Nike P6000s in this classic metallic silver colorway. And as you can see from the condition, these have received a suitable battering. Next we have these, the Asics Gel Kayano 14s in this classic cream colorway. These are very similar to the Jound collab that dropped a couple of years ago that sort of set off, I want to say, this whole Asics trend that we are currently in the midst of. What makes these stand out more than the P6000s for me as a casual running / walking shoe is they're a little bit lighter, they've got a little bit more support and a little bit more cushioning in the insole as well as in the midfoot, meaning that these are absolutely fantastic to run in. Next up we have some Sambas, just the regular OG Sambas. These get a beating because I just keep these by the door, and when I want a little bit of a change up in feel, I chuck these on. The difference between these and the other running shoes is that these, unlike the running shoes, don't have any technology. It's just a normal flat-soled shoe. I sometimes like to change up the feeling, swap out a little bit of tech for some more primitive tech, and these do the job quite nicely. Now at this point you probably sat there thinking, bro, this guy's got all these shoes and you rock all of these absolute bangers on the regular? What's going on? And as I said before, I'm a bit of a homebody, and given that I'm a bit older these days, I'm a little bit more into the whole comfort aspect. But I do have some somewhat hyped up shoes that I try to rock on the regular, or that I prefer to rock on the regular, and one of those pairs are these. The Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low in the olive colorway. Since I copped these last year or whenever it was, I have made it a regular habit to wear these. I'm a big fan of Jordan 1 Low Travis Scotts. I do like this colorway, but my only issue with this particular shoe is the way that these wear is absolutely horrible. Like, I have worn these and I have beaten them up, but the condition of them currently looks like they've been through a garbage disposal and then a trash compactor. The leather is not really good on these, nor is the suede on the toe box or the nubuck on the toe box. These crinkle up and age really badly in my opinion. I also wear these quite a bit as well when I get the chance, the Travis 1 Low Fragments. I even took these on holiday with me back to New Zealand. It's always cool when you're on holiday to take with you a somewhat hyped up pair that you're going to be proud to rock. And these, unlike the olive pair, are slightly better in terms of the materials, and as a result slightly better in the way that they hold up after a lot of wear. As you guys know, I'm into my SBs. I'm a big fan of collecting some of the older SBs, and I'm a big fan of a lot of the newer ones, especially last year. And two of the SBs that I've been in the habit of rocking on the regular are these. First and foremost, the Yuto Horigomez. Now, if you guys own this pair or you've had SBs from the past 12 months, 24 months, you'll know that the more recent SBs fit a little bit narrower, and I actually found the Yutos really uncomfortable when I first got them. them. And so a lot of the wearing that I've done of this shoe has been necessary in order to just come to terms with them and find them comfortable. Next up, we have my favorite SB release from last year, the Crenshaw Skate Club SBs. I really enjoy rocking these, and I've made a habit of banging these out regularly because I actually have a backup pair DS waiting to be brought out when I eventually smash these to bits. I think this colorway is awesome. I especially love these with the yellow laces. The only downside of this pair is the fact that they have this translucent icy outsole, which, as you can see here, has already started to turn, and that's really just a reality of the game, but not as bad as the outsole on this next pair. These are the Adidas Samba, the Clarks Originals, Ronnie, Fieg, 8th Street collab. I think that's about it. And the quality on these is really nice. I do enjoy wearing these. They're light, they're low slung, and unlike the Samba OG that I was telling you about before with the really flat, primitive technology, because these have the crepe outsole, they afford a little bit more bounce, a little bit more rebound, a little bit more feedback, and make for a really nice casual ride. The only downside with these is the fact that the outsole also acts as a bit of a sponge, picking up every molecule of dirt possible when you're out there rocking them. One of my favorite releases of the entire year, and a shoe that I have been in the habit of rocking on the regular, are these. These are the Asics GT2160. This is the Earls Collection collab. They're called the Ngawari. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that I picked these up in store back home in Aotearoa when I was back recently this March, which was an absolutely awesome pickup because these didn't even release over here in the UK. So this is, for sentimental reasons and cultural nostalgic reasons, the best shoe of the year in my opinion. And they also happen to be really, really comfy. I actually went to the gym in these the other day and trained in them, and they're brilliant. Now, special mention to this pair that I just wore the other day, and I wore them all day and was so surprised at how low-key comfy these actually were. These are the Air Jordan 11 Gratitudes. I've been dismissing wearing Jordan 11s now for so many years because they take a little bit of getting used to if you haven't worn them for a while. You guys will know they sort of cinch in on the pinky toes sometimes, the patent leather is really stiff, and they also squeak when you walk. But once you've gotten used to them and you've gotten over the squeaking, they are really comfy. In this particular model, the Gratitudes, I don't know if it's something about the leather or maybe it's the new shape or the new old shape, but I actually found these really, really comfortable, and I'm gonna be putting these back into the regular rotation for sure. Now, in terms of the shoes that I am not wearing or shoes that I never wear, I wanted to select sneakers from my collection that I've had for more than a year. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I get a sneaker in, I just put it away and I forget about it and break it out months or even sometimes years later. First of all, we have the Air Jordan 5 Dornbeckers. This is such a cool shoe. It's a crazy grail. This is one of those shoes that came out back in the day when sneaker collecting was still a little bit more fringe. It was a little bit of a low-key sort of underground affair. And this was one of the shoes, one of the collabs that a lot of sneakerheads considered grails. Paid a lot of money for these a few years ago. They're still in really good shape, as you can see here, including with the icy outsole, still very much icy. And every time I've ever put these on foot, I've always second guessed myself and thought, nah, I don't want to ruin the icy outsole. And it's the same sort of thing for the bins as well. These are the Air Jordan 5 bins. The quality on these is absolutely legendary, and these are also considered alongside the Dornbeckers among the grail type pairs that collectors that were into the game 10 plus years ago were right into. And next, the Bin 7s. Now, I have had these on foot a couple of times, but I haven't worn them out and about. These, like the Bin 5s, are very limited, come with these really awesome wooden inserts. They have a number attached to them, and as you can see here, the quality is just ridiculous. A little bit like the previous two models, whenever I've had the motivation to wear them, that motivation has been canceled out by this feeling of wanting to preserve and keep them fresh and keep them clean and not ruin them, which I know is completely antithetical to being a sneakerhead. But when you have so many other options available, it's quite easy to dismiss the impulse of undiessing older shoes in favor of wearing something you copped more recently. But that's not a good excuse, I know. The Air Jordan 6 Carmines. These came out back in 2020, which is crazy to think how fast the time has gone. And this is a pair that I'd always wanted with the Nike Air on the back. Great to have them in the collection, but I just haven't undead stocked them yet, which is a little bit embarrassing. I have a couple of Air Jordan 1s, including these. these, the Unions. Again, like the other pairs, every time I've put these on, I've thought better of it. There hasn't been an occasion befitting rocking these. Love this pair though, very clean. Also the Lost and Found Jordan 1s. This is a little bit embarrassing because I actually copped these for retail and I broke them out for the first time the week I got them in the snow. And so ever since then, a few years ago now, I haven't broken these out. And finally, probably the rarest sneaker I have in the entire collection, the NERD Dunks. These came out back in like 2004, limited to 1,050 pairs. This particular pair is a dead stock pair, and I actually got these for a really decent price. I hardly paid over the odds for these at all. I want to say something like £200 or £300. I actually got them in a big, massive trade deal. And I am a huge NERD fan, and so part of me wants to keep them fresh for collection and display purposes. But I do think eventually I will break these out, but it might be for some kind of big sneaker event or something like that. And there we go. What can I say? The sneakers that I wear are reflective of the type of lifestyle I lead. Don't be fooled into thinking that despite being a sneaker content creator and despite having all these cool kicks behind me, that I'm in the business of going out into the wild and rocking hyped up kicks and cool outfits. No, if you see me out on the streets of London, there's a good chance you'll think I am just in the middle of running an errand, because my style is basically errand core. That is half streetwear, half pajama, the type of stuff you might put on when you need to dash down to the corner store to get a pint of milk. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Let me know what you thought down below. I'm always interested to hear your guys' feedback, even if it is roasting me. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Don't forget to like the video before you bounce, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.